I want to talk to you about loss and rejection. Something I've experienced some of in my lifetime, and I know I'm making this video for you because I know it's bringing you to tears. It's coming up in your life. It's something you've brought to me, and I want to make space to honor it. The fear of losing someone we love, being rejected by them walking out, abandoning us. And I want to offer 10 ways that I've found and I'm still finding to walk through this and to create more space, more wisdom, more power, more love in my life. First one is just accepting that feeling. Oh, it's in my body. Feels like I want to protect myself. I want to curl in. I feel tears. Oh, yes. It's real. 2 is bringing compassion to this. It makes sense why I feel this way, because I'm freaking human, because I have a heart, because I'm wired relationally. You're wired relationally. We're social, relational animals. And for thousands of years, we lived in tight-knit tribes and villages, and for someone to reject us, that was death. So it makes sense why it feels so tender, agonizing, painful, scary to consider. It tells me also, and I hope it tells you, that you care. You care about relationship. You care about being together. It also tells me that I have a need to feel connected and loved. Number 3, I can share this with certain people. Some, as a man, if I share this with certain men, they could say, oh, come on, don't worry about what other people think, and you'll get over it, or they'll just be gummed up and not know what to say. And I push back on the shame in our culture, as men particularly, that it's too needy to express desire for love, that I should be an island unto myself. No. I push back on that. I say, I don't want that shame. I don't need that shame. Right now, I'm afraid of losing someone, or I've lost someone. I feel rejected, or I'm afraid of being rejected. That's real. Can you relate? And you will find people in your life who are like, yes! Oh, I can so relate. It's the exquisite nature of being human. It's what most great dramas, movies, books, plays are written all about this. To risk putting our heart out, and to risk it not being reciprocated, or being with someone for a long time and they can leave. Someone else can hold that with us. We don't have to be alone. Number 4, I can commit to being there for myself. I can reparent myself. I can be the best friend, big brother for myself, no matter what happens, no matter who turns their back on you. I will be here for you. I will be here for you. Number 5, I can embody it. I can embody it, and I can move through it. That feeling of rejection, fear of losing. I can cling. I can push away. I don't need you. This is tightness in my body around here, and I can move through that. I can stretch through that. I can also embrace it and feel it. And then I can move through it. I can move these parts of my body to expand my possibilities. I don't have to cling. I can also hold. I don't have to push away. I can set boundaries, and I can also embrace and include, expanding our ability through movement. There's breath. Just breathing better, whether I do structured box breathing, Wim Hof, or I just follow my breath. The body gets oxygenated. We feel more alive. I feel more connected to everything when I have enough oxygen and my blood's flowing well. And this fear tends to hold the breath, clinging, pushing away. So breathing in. I can breathe to connect to my heart, to my body, to my senses. When I'm overwhelmed, there's too much, I can't breathe, I can't move, I'm just so caught up, I can tap. Emotional freedom technique, look it up. I can tap different parts of my body, especially the places that bring up grief, around the eyes, and around here, around the chest, down here, in the solar plexus, all these areas I can tap and soothe. All I'm doing is soothing the nervous system while I'm feeling this sadness, this angst, this fear of rejection. I can surrender to something greater. That's number 9. Something greater. Now I have nature that I can relate to. I can go for a walk in nature. I can meditate with nature. I can be in relationship to nature and discover that I'm small. Nature is great. There are natural cycles and laws of nature that no one can escape, like gravity. I can't escape. Everything has a beginning, middle, and an end. Everything must be born and die and get recycled. So there's a kind of a natural process to all relationships, to all connections. I can also relate to a community. I can relate to a higher power, to a spirituality. If I study mindfulness or Buddhism, to take refuge in the Buddha. That means to rest in the knowing that I am not alone in this wide universe. And sometimes all of that can help. And sometimes it's still this exquisite yearning. There's 2 kinds of love. There's a conditional love. We get into a relationship or any relationship, and there's conditionality. There's, I would like you to be this way, I need you to be that way. We have expectations. It's human. And when we try to meet those expectations and we can make each other more fulfilled, beautiful. It's a win-win. And sometimes we can't do that, or the conditions are not there to allow us to do that. There's that conditionality. But what the hunger right now, with that feeling of fear of rejection or that sense of loss, and I've been rejected, the hunger there is for unconditional love. So number 10 is to give, to let love in, unconditional love. Now here's the thing. People in our life might be trying to love us. Family members and partners, friends, they might be trying to love us and we might be pushing it away. Or we might feel like nobody loves us, and this whole idea of self-love, I have to love myself, let's just put that on hold. Unconditional love, let's assume that it exists in the world. And let's assume that if we block it, push it away, it can't get in. If I'm vitamin D deficient and someone has vitamin D to offer me and I don't need that, I'm not going to get the nutrient that I need. when I feel that sense of rejection, I'm disconnected from unconditional love. That's just love that says you are loved as you are. You are made of love. You belong in love. You have that felt sense of, I feel loved. And it doesn't matter where it comes from, that sense of presence of love is there. When there's a sense of rejection, there's a separation from that. So we can let the love in very, very practically. I can imagine, I know it's hard sometimes to let it in. I can imagine a drop falling from wherever and decide, I'm going to let that drop fall on my head, on my forehead, on my chest, on my nose, on my cheek, on my chin, right here, wherever. Now, the funny thing about imagination is that the psyche, the subconscious, does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is factually real. That's why images and stories are so powerful. We make meaning of the world with images and stories, whether they're true or not. It shapes who we are, it shapes how we feel, it shapes how we behave. So we can decide, I can decide, to just imagine, if I don't feel any love in my life, I can imagine love raining down, dropping one drop at a time. I can control how much I want to let in. Okay, I'll let in just a little bit. And I feel what that feels like, especially to that place where I feel that sense of rejection. I let a drop of love come into that. It's like a homeopathic medicine. Just a little tiny drop with a tiny bit of real unconditional love starts to affect all of me. So I've got radical acceptance. I feel this way. I can share. I can give compassion and context to how I feel. I can breathe with it. I can embody it, move with it, expand it. I can tap with it. I can connect to nature, higher power. And I can also let love in. Now, with all of that said, I want you to know you are not alone. I care about you. I'm thinking of you. I feel connected to you. I hope you feel connected to me. I hope you feel connected to your body. I hope you can choose to be there for yourself at this time. And this feeling of rejection, it does not have to stay that way. Emotions are meant to move through us as energy. This feeling of rejection starts to become a tender, opening, heart-stretching feeling of, I want to embrace people that I care about. I want to include people who feel excluded. I want to love people in my life who don't feel loved. Your heart becomes bigger. Your reach becomes further, able to give that. But it starts with this. Tending to our own heart, to our own experience. Reaching forth, reaching out, giving to ourselves. Everything I've said. It's a journey, it's a process. And you have choices. And if you found this helpful, wonderful. If you know a man who needs to see this, hear this, please send it to him. But don't make it about you have to share this. In fact, the most important thing you can do as a friend, as someone who loves another man in his life, who has a lot to give and maybe is suffering, feeling this way, is you can be there for them. You can be that friend that they can share this with And you can say to them, hey, I notice you've been struggling. I notice you had a breakup or you had a hard time in your marriage, your relationship. And I might be able to hold some of that. I might be able to understand. That is the gift that you can give. Power and love to you.